The Honda City has been synonymous with the modern sedan segment in India. In fact, it would be fair enough to say that it established the segment over 20 years ago and has sold in record numbers over the years. But in today's world with skyrocketing fuel prices, does it still make sense to buy a modern large sedan? Well, Honda is looking to answer exactly that with the latest variant of the City, the EHEV. This is a City that comes with a hybrid power plant, promises to offer class-leading fuel efficiency, cost saving, at the same time offering a cutting-edge solution to the Indian customer. We drive it today to find out exactly what it offers and does it still make sense to buy a petrol-driven sedan in today's market. When it comes to design, the City EHEV essentially has the same design as the 5th generation car. But there are enough design cues to tell you that this is the more efficient hybrid version. For instance, you get a new grille, you get new fog lamp housings, you get a new design in the 16-inch alloys, and at the rear you get badging that tells you exactly that this is an EHEV. You also get a new spoiler and a new lower bumper with a carbon insert. Overall, I still think the City looks pretty good, and with the individual sort of design touches, you can tell that this is a slightly different version compared to the normal car. When it comes to the interiors, the EHEV again does not differ largely from the standard City. It looks very similar. Most of the layout is the same. Yes, the seats are new. They are much more opulent. They are finished in a new color and they actually feel really comfortable. You also get slightly different display. I mean, you get displays which tell you about how the power is flowing, when is the engine working, when is the battery working, what is powering what. So all those differences are there. Of course, you also get a new gear shifter, and one of the important things, I think something that I like, you get an electronic parking brake with brake hold function, which is a godsend when it comes to urban driving. Now, coming down to the nitty-gritties, more towards, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about the design and the space and everything else about the City, because you already know that. You've seen that in our previous reviews. What about what makes the hybrid special? Well, it's powered by a 1.5 litre Atkinson cycle engine, which is paired to a lithium-ion battery pack, which is wedged somewhere between the rear seat and the boot. Of course, this has a compromise. Honda has still equipped the car with a spare wheel, but this has reduced the boot space. The boot space has gone down from just above 500 litres to 306 litres. Of course, there's the usual shelf on the boot where you can store the luggage, but there's also a useful storage compartment underneath. But both combined offer 306 litres of boot space. So if you are somebody who uses the City for airport runs with huge suitcases, the hybrid does have a compromise for you. But where it has its advantages is that combined between the electric motor, the battery, the engine, the output of the system is 124 bhp, but more importantly 253 Nm of torque. That's a lot of torque. So how does it drive? Well, on slow speeds, like when you're pulling out of parking or when you're cruising even at higher speeds, the car goes into EV mode like it's doing right now, where the battery is actually powering the wheels, and if I demand any acceleration, moderate amounts, the engine is not woken up. Of course, the whole cycle of when the engine is there, when the battery is working, when the wheels are being powered both by the battery and the engine, that's a secret sauce that Honda is not telling us. They are also not telling us how much large the lithium-ion bigger battery is. Let's say that's proprietary technology, and which is fair. But for certain amounts of time in traffic at slow speeds or cruising at high speeds, you will see the car running on EV only mode, and it's a pretty good feeling. When you're pushing, and I'll try and do that just now as we cross this red light, when you're pushing, both the engine and the battery start powering. The full 253 Nm of torque is available to you. The car accelerates from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. And I have to say, not only does this engine, or rather this propulsion system, feel refined, it's quite smooth, it's also powerful. When you push, it almost behaves like a turbocharged engine. It delivers a lot of power at the higher RPMs, but it's satisfying to drive. It's obviously powered by an eCVT, which is a single speed, but it mimics different ratios. So when you're accelerating, you'll feel like it's shifting gears, but in effect, it's a fixed ratio, which is also the case with most electric cars. The biggest highlight for everybody, though, given today's fuel prices, that has to be the case, has to be the fuel efficiency. And even in heavy city traffic, we are seeing over 15 kilometers to a liter. Earlier in the morning, we went out on the highway, mixed conditions. We saw just under 20 kilometers to a liter. And I think if you're a moderate sedate driver, getting somewhere between 17 to 20 kilometers to a liter, even in the city, should not be very difficult, which means the running costs of this city are incredibly low. Other technology upgrades that you get in the city is a full suite of ADAS driver assist systems. There's a camera mounted here. If the car senses that you're not braking and the car in front or the vehicle in front is too close, it brakes. It also has lane keep assist. It also has the usual that's there on the standard city also. It also shows you what's there on the left side when you use the left indicator. So that ADAS system is also something that's coming for the first time in this segment, as is the hybrid, a proper strong hybrid with an EV mode. This is the first car to offer it in India. And one more thing I'd like to point out, the air conditioning system. It's been rather hot in Bangalore today. I've seen temperatures up to 38 degrees on the display, and I'm actually running the AC at 29 degrees because anything below 27 and the car becomes so cold that you can't sit inside. In a sense, what the hybrid offers, incredibly low running costs, incredible fuel efficiency, which in today's world is welcome. Pretty good driving experience. Yes, the eCVT can feel like it's stretching like all CVTs do, but I could live with it. There's a lot of torque. In normal driving, you don't feel that. The performance is more than adequate. It's very practical. You don't have to look for charging stations, so that's another advantage. Compromises, yes, the boot space has been reduced. And one more thing, the ride quality on this is absolutely sublime. We did bad roads, we did good roads, we did high speeds, and the ride quality is an absolutely beautifully set up thing. So in effect, I think there's a lot to look forward to in the hybrid city. It offers new technology, it offers efficiency, low running cost, and because Honda is making it in India, we expect it not to be priced very high. And if Honda can do that, this could be something that you should seriously consider if you do a lot of commuting. And in any case, with the fuel prices, good fuel efficiency with a good experience and a cleaner car, that's a win-win for everybody.